Hello, Max Perez here with another video, and today we're going to be looking a little deeper into the DOTS 1015, and this is already installed on a 2012 Chevy Camaro. Of course, this radio can be connected to any Camaro from the years 2010 to 2015. That's the S, RS, any trim that you have. This radio should work and will work on it as you should. So first we're gonna start off with the menu, and then I'll go down the list and I'll show you how the air conditioner works and all the goodies. So let's start with the menu here on top, and the first one we have is the navigation menu, and that will open up Google. In order for this Google map to work, you need to be connected to the internet. So you need to tether your system to your phone. If you don't want to do that, you can go into the three sandwich bar here, and you will have to connect to the internet though, because you will be able to download an offline map once you select the map that you want. And this will only work with your Wi-Fi on. You'll be able to download an area and it'll stay recorded in the system. If you don't want to go through all that, then my second recommendation is for you to just get an iGo Maps or Garmin Maps or any of those maps from the Play Store, and it'll live on your system forever. So when you click on it, it'll open up one of those maps. The next one is the radio station. And here you can see we have our radio station and our previous app from before that we had. So in case you had Google running up here, it would have been up there. So there is a call coming in right in the middle of the recording, and we're gonna answer that. All right, so next we are gonna move on to our radio station. And if we want to get this full screen, we're going to click on radio again, and it'll come up as a full screen. And over here, like, we have all of our radio stations. We could do a search. Right now, it's not set up, so I'm just going to scan these stations until it finds one. There it is. So that's the radio station. You have your AM, FM, you have your equalizer here, you have a whole bunch of settings that you can play with. Next, we're gonna move on to music, and this is music that is saved onto the system. So you can actually save your own MP3s or your whole music library into the system, and you can always access it without using your phone. If we click on music again, you'll get the full screen. And there it is, to go back to the split screen. Next, we have our console, and our console is basically where most of our settings are gonna be. And we're gonna just open up console, and this is where you change that text to Chinese, from Chinese to English. And you're gonna scroll down, and I'm gonna click on console one more time. All right, next we have console. In console, we have our OnStar system here, but we're not gonna touch that. We're gonna click on console again, and we're gonna scroll down, and over here you'll find a whole bunch of menus that belong to the car. So I'm not gonna go through each one of them, but I will show you right away. I will teach you how to change the language from Chinese to English, and all we have to do is click on that button there, and there it is. It's switched to English. So now my display will be all in English on my Camaro. Here's more of those menus. There's a whole bunch of cool features here. The remote lock, for example, when you park and you want to unlock your car, right now it's unlocking all doors. You could deactivate that, or you could just make the driver's side or the passenger side unlock. Okay, so next we're gonna keep on going, and we're gonna go into Bluetooth, and I'm gonna connect my phone to my Bluetooth. So right here it displays the Bluetooth name, and we're gonna do a search for that on my phone. I might already be connected, but if not, we'll search it here. There it is, BT. So we're gonna click on that, and over here it will say the device pin code. All we have to do is click pair and allow. It's not most likely not gonna ask me for a pin code like it just did, and once you pair to that, it's gonna open up CarPlay, and there it is. Just make sure that on your phone you select that you want to use CarPlay. So there's CarPlay open again, but we're not into this section now, so I'm just gonna go right back to Bluetooth. All right, so now is Bluetooth music, and we'll click on that one there, and now the Bluetooth will play the music that's on my phone. So I'm just gonna put the volume up just a bit so you can hear it. There you go, and this is controlling my phone right now. So if I go skip the track, it'll skip to the next track on my phone. And I'll just stop it there. Continue to movies. In movies, same thing.
You don't know me.
Just gonna lower that. All right, so movies, you could basically watch movies here. You could click on this menu and you could change the position here. If you click on that arrow button, and we'll just bring it back up so it could go back up. If we click on movie again, it'll become full screen. Of course, this is a vertical screen, so it's gonna look a little bit stretched out unless you have media that's set to be vertical. And just like music, you can upload these videos into your head unit and you could have them play directly from the head unit. Okay, next is our car audio, and car audio is our CarPlay system or Android Auto, whichever phone you're using, and that will display here. We'll get back to that one later. All right, next we're gonna go into Easy Connect, and Easy Connect is basically gonna be a mirror of your phone into the system. I'd rather personally use the Apple CarPlay. Is just much easier for you to use, and there's no lag in it. These are of course these apps are apps that are created by other developers. We don't have any say, we don't have control on these. Even CarPlay, we don't control that, but to me CarPlay works much better than this app here. All right, so next is Phone Link, and Phone Link is pretty much the same as this one here, so there's no app tied to that right now. Explorer is your web browser, and right now, like I said, we're not connected to Wi-Fi, so it's not gonna read anything. When you do connect to Wi-Fi, then you could use this as a web browser. Next, we're gonna go to settings, and settings here we have a whole bunch of goodies. You have your default map, so if you want maps to open up, you could do that from there. Your video player, so these are like your default apps. Next is app customize. We're gonna leave that for now. This requires a whole new video. Okay, moving on to GPS. So this is your GPS screen, and it will tell you how much strength signal you have on your GPS. Right now it's not displaying anything because I am inside a building where it's concrete walls all around, and it's gonna be impossible to get a signal in here. And besides the point, I didn't install my GPS antenna where it's supposed to go. It's right now it's sitting right behind the radio, so it's not gonna have a good signal, but this is the screen where you will see your GPS signals. Next is your time and date, and of course here you could go ahead and change the time and the date. Language, select the language that is the appropriate one for you. Moving on to the equalizer. So now the equalizer has a whole bunch of settings here that you can play with and a whole bunch of presets. So I'm gonna start with the strong bass. So this one here is basically so you could put your bass amp higher or lower. And these are a lot of pro settings in here. So then we have our equalizer, and you could tune these as you need. And then once you have your tune ready, you can go ahead and click this button here, and you'll be able to save that as one of your setups. So, and I'll show you how to get your setup later. Okay, and there's more here, more setups that you could use. Balance is so if you need more audio from one speaker, or if you need to mute your speakers, one of them for some reason, there it is. Sound field, again, a bunch of different features that you could play with. And you know, this is more for the guys that are really techy with the audio. This is it. You could customize everything you need with like the distance, anything you need to do here. Sound preset is the same one we did before, where you could save your preset. And lastly, we have filters. So this is if you want to do a low pass or a high pass filter, you can go ahead and do that here. Dimmer is for the illumination on the screen during the day and during the night. So right now my headlights are off because it's daytime, but if I were to turn my headlights on, it will dim down to the night. But you could also change how much illumination you want at night. Same thing with the day. So right now my lights are on, so it thinks it's nighttime, and this one obviously won't work here. It won't let me do a preset. Like it will let me slide it, but it won't change anything. But if I were to turn off my light, it will go back to day. So now I could play with this and it'll change the preset on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my light back on, and I'm gonna put this down here. And as you can see, these buttons illuminate with the light when I turn them on and when I turn it off. There you go. User settings. Here we have a whole bunch of settings. So this is if you want the navigation system to run as soon as you start the car. Auto split screen, that's for your split screen. If you don't want that, you could deactivate that. Navigation volume, you can lower the volume here. Track line for the camera, we will leave that off. Parking sound is if you have the sensors, the parking sensors, if you want to turn it off and on. Sound attenuation when reversing, that means if right now it's off, so if I put my car on reverse and I'm playing music, the music will keep playing. If I have it on, when I click on reverse, when I go on reverse gear, the system will turn off the volume. So that's for that part. Touch tone, we're gonna keep that off. Touch tone, if you turn it on, every time you press the screen, it's gonna make a beeping sound. Gets annoying after a while, so I have this one on off. Accessory volume, we're gonna keep that on. All right, so display speed here, this you can change this around, and you can make it into meters, compass, or gyroscope. And then this changes that split screen we had earlier, and you'll see the graphics change on that, so you could go ahead and play with that. Speed unit, if it's on kilometers, you could change to mph. Temperatures unit, of course, you could change Celsius to Fahrenheit. I've had a few customers where they get frustrated because they can't change their Celsius to Fahrenheit. If you guys only take a minute just to look through your menu, everything is there. Everything is on the screen, it's displayed. This is not hidden information, it's there. Just go to settings and change your settings. It says it right there. Temperature unit, sleep time, it's all here. So okay, so now on to sleep time. Sleep time lets your system stand by on 8, 16, 24, or 48 hours. I usually keep it at 8 just so it doesn't run into anything in the background and my battery stays nice and fresh. So I'll just keep it at 8 hours. It doesn't take long to boot up the system anyway. But again, it's up to you how you want to do this, how you want to set it up for the time that you need. Reset when breakdown, we'll leave that alone. Brake detect, we could turn it off and on. So this is if you're having a problem and you're trying to watch a video while the car is running and you're not supposed to anyway. But if you want to open that up, just click on, and if that didn't work, just go back to off, and it'll deactivate that block that it has on the screen. So this is where it would be at. Output image to external display, videos only or all range. So this is if you have another display on the back seat, which a lot of us don't have that anyway. This is where you could project that image to the back. So if you just want the video, or if you want the entire system to show up in the back screen. Car auto Apple device USB settings, we'll keep that as is. This is Android also too, so this is only if you wanted to charge your phone, but not open up CarPlay when you plug in your USB. So this is where you can activate that and disactivate it here. Auto run car auto when your phone is connected. Okay, so auto run car auto, this is the app here. That's actually the CarPlay. When your phone is connected, that means when the phone connects to the Bluetooth, it's gonna open up CarPlay. Background process is on, we're gonna keep that on, and sleep switch, we're gonna keep that off. If we want to make all these settings, whatever settings we have here, and we wanted to change that, we'll go here, save and reboot, and this is how we can reboot the system. System info, this is your system info here. If you need to upgrade your system, make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi, really good connection. Click on upgrade and it'll upgrade the system for you if there is any available updates. If it's not, it's just not gonna do anything. Reset, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna leave it alone. If you reset your head unit, you will lose a lot of these links that are up here, and you will need to reinstall the system software from scratch. So don't do this unless you really need to, or you contact us first so we can have the software ready for you. Install set, we're gonna leave that one for last. Wheel settings, we're gonna leave that as is, because in wheel settings our CAN bus is already locked to the steering wheel, so you can't change that around. Radio region, we're gonna keep on North America. Okay, so then now we have touch key. This is in case you need to program these buttons here, but this is also, again, it's locked, so it's not really gonna do anything once it's done. So we'll just leave that as is, don't touch that. Boot logo, you can put your boot logo here, so when you start the car, the logo that comes up in the beginning will be here. So, and you need to get this at a 1980 by 1080 by 1920 vertical image. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and select an image from your flash drive, and you could put your boot logo there. So I don't have an image right now that I want to put, and I will create a different video just for that. So let's go back to our install set, which is one of the most important parts here, and that code is, and we're going to click OK. So here we have a whole bunch of settings. A lot of it, don't touch it. A lot of it, you can play with it. There's a lot of useful stuff. Only go in here if you know what you're doing. So the first one is the car type. So car type, we're gonna leave this alone, right? So this head unit is also used on other vehicles. Just the screen part and the display. What's different is the housing here for the Camaro. So it fits the Camaro, but it could also fit on a Captiva, a Chevrolet, whatever, Toyota, whatever you see here. So don't touch any of these, because if you change that is not the Camaro, what's gonna happen is it's gonna change your AC settings, and they're not gonna work properly. So leave that alone. So now, but I will show you this. So if you click on this here, it will let you actually select that image that's on the background, and you could put homepage logo. You could pick one of these cars here. I'm trying to get the developer to do a generation 5 or like a 5th gen car in here, so we could put that, and not a gen 6. So I'm just waiting. Once I hear back, I'll let you guys know what to do and how to update this, and if this could be updated, which you could do it here, I believe. If you could load, I will get information on this, and I'll get back to you guys on this one here. So because this is something I would like to change, so I would like my own images in here anyway. Protocol, don't touch that. That's your CAN bus. Do not touch that. Okay, we're gonna go back. Your CVBS AHD signal, that's for your rear view camera. Leave that as is. Switch cameras, when turn signal detected. This is if you have a 360 system. So like again, a lot of these we're gonna keep it as is. Do not touch a lot of them because a lot of them do not apply to the Camaro. There is one section here though that is very important for the Camaro, and then that's here. So this on the volume control. So usually these units have a really strong amplifier, so once you get to your volume is a little bit higher, it's gonna play very loud. So you can go ahead and put these down here, and this is the output on the system. So this will actually correct any sound, distortions. You can just bring them down to whatever you need. And I'll put this one back here. And this is the one that I recommend you to play with the most here, just the volume, and then the rest leave it as is. The next one will probably be the previous and next track that everybody changes on the Camaro, since we're used to pressing up for the next track and then down for the other one. You could click that here, and that will change that for you. Air Dual is not on the Camaro. There's a lot of things here that are not in the Camaro, so that's why I wouldn't change any of the other things that are here. Again, so for this to take place, for all these changes to take place, we're gonna click on save and reboot, and the system now is restarting. So earlier I put a Chevy logo here, and it was 1920 by 1080. So what the system did, it actually stretched it out. But you can go ahead and redo this again as a 1080 by 1920, and it should display perfectly. So okay, so we're back to our restarted screen. We already did the restart, so we're gonna keep this again as is, and we already went through all these. And let's see what's next. So we have our apps. So in the app section, we have our auxiliary. So if you have a monitor or a camera connected here, like a front camera that you always want to look at, you could connect that there. I don't have anything connected, obviously, so it's gonna do that. Go back into apps, picture. Actually, if you have pictures of movies, it'll do a scan, and you can watch them here. File Manager is used in case you connect a USB drive and you want to transfer music or videos over. This is where you would do it, and of course this will be another video by itself because it's a whole different process. Car Monitor. So if you have your rear view camera and you're running, again, I don't have a rear view connected here, but if you're running your vehicle and you click on rear view, it'll turn on the camera, and it will display the signal while you're driving. So, or you could do your front cameras if you want. Here you can switch over to that camera, whichever camera you want. And of course you can put this down here and open another app up here, however you want to lay this out. Then we have Easy Connection, which is the one here that we went over earlier. I'm not going to open that now. You have your Gmail, so if you want to read your emails, do not do this while driving. Again, Google Chrome, Google Maps, Play Store, and then we have Theme and Z-Link. You do not get Theme on the system, but I'll show you how to download that in just 1 second. Then we're gonna move on to File Manager. File Manager is basically what we just went over, that app that's over here, wherever it was. So File Manager, we're not gonna go over because it's the same one that's over here. The DVR, we don't have a DVR system connected, so that's not gonna work. And that's pretty much it for the menu on the top. So now let's move on to the air AC down here. And for the AC, we're just gonna click anywhere on the screen down here, and you should get a menu that comes up like this. And the way this works is right here, you can change your temperature if you want it higher, or if you want it lower, you can do that here. the speed changes here, and it's very fast, it's very responsive. I'm gonna put that back down because it is freezing in this car. You have Eco doesn't work because Camaros don't have that. Your seat warmer, this one is equipped with one, so there it is. There's the seat warmer, and that's for both sides here, so you could do it on either or. This is for the windshield up here, and I'm gonna deactivate that. Auto doesn't work, and dual doesn't work, or AQS, because Camaros are not equipped with these systems anyway, so you don't use those. Power is the last one, and that one shuts down everything. I'm just gonna put it back on AC for now. And okay, power shuts off everything, just like if you were to press the power button on the AC, self-explanatory. If you want to turn it back on, just press the fan up, and you could do it through there. If you want the air circulation, you could click this air circulation button, which is right here. For the air circulation, that one is this button here, and you'll see that change down here as well too. So this is like a preview of what's going on in your car once this menu closes. If I wanted just to have the air conditioner on the top, we could just click on the little guy here, and that changes the mode where the AC is coming through. So we just want it through the front, so I'm just going to keep it like that. Everything else is just like your AC is self-explanatory. The information that's down here, it's information that was already up there, but it will remain on the screen there, so you can see it at all times. The top button here, this is the home button. And for you, it might look different now, but I could show you how to change that in just 1 second. So it could look like this. You have your AC button. Again, you could click that here. You could activate it, deactivate it, and then your volume up and volume down for the radio is right on the right. All right, so let's go back to this display, and it will look different on your radio. And this is because I installed an app called iLauncher. It will give you a free template, which is this one here, but you can go ahead and, if you want to sign up, you can sign up, and they have a whole bunch of other displays that you can use. We're not associated with this company. I just thought it was really cool how it looked, so we went ahead and purchased a plan, and we got it installed here. What I like about this app is that it basically simplifies what you had before, and it actually looks nice too. And you have your apps now, you have your theme, music, everything is reachable right here through these buttons, and you could actually go ahead and change those by, if you press it down and leave it pressed down, you could actually change what function you want in there instead. So if we wanted to change that video to, let's say, settings, now we have settings here. So when we open up the display, it's going to show me the settings. If we want to change what that icon looks like, there's a bunch of icons here that you could select as well too, and you could use it to the one accordingly, you know, for your taste. So I'm just going to cancel that and go back to the home screen again. If you guys have any questions, you could contact us at digitaloctopusradio.com. My name is Max Perez. You could leave us a message at the bottom right. Any of our representatives can answer most of the questions you have right there at the moment. If not, we will find the solution. But don't hesitate to contact us anytime. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any question, or if you feel I missed anything, just leave it in the comment section and we'll make a new video, or we could answer it. So whatever is faster. Video usually works better for me. This way I could show you guys exactly what's done. And go ahead and do that. Leave us a comment, questions, any concerns, write to us, and we'll have you taken care of. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.